We're back!
Back again with another part of the, I guess would you call it the Eva series?
Oh, yeah, I would, the movie directly continues from the TV show, or does it?
Oh.
The fans are not sure.
Yeah, this is, so the first one is like Eva 00, and then this is the next in the Eva series.
Yeah.
It's the Eva 01.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty soon we're gonna get to Eva Unit 5, because the rebuilds are coming up.
Yep.
Eventually.
Well, that was a kitty sneeze. It surprised me. I saw that they have the rebuilds on YouTube, and they are not in English.
No.
So,
well, do they have subtitles at least, or no?
no, there's no subtitles. I was
I think
oh.
it's a Japanese-only thing.
Yeah. Anyway,
you can steal them online. It's pretty easy to find.
Yeah. So, this is End of Evangelion.
Yeah.
This is the movie follow-up. Series ended 94, 96?
6, I believe. Yeah,
and then this would have been
7.
Oh, so it was
yeah,
1
very
year.
quick. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was a quick turnaround. I think because you told me that a lot of aspects of this movie were going to be in the show, then they got canceled and they swapped it out with what 25 and 26 became for the show.
So yeah, I've kind of looked into it. Nobody's ever revealed fully what happened, but what it seems like happened was basically they were going to do the first half of this movie as the episode 25, and then the episode 26 that we got was going to be the actual ending to the TV show. So we got the introspective ending was always planned.
Okay.
But basically what happened is we were just missing like a bridging episode in between to end the plot and then go into the characters' minds. Because this was far, far too violent to show on TV at the time, which is one of the big problems with it airing.
I'm sure someone out there has also made an edit where it splices the TV into it.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting to see how that flows.
Yeah.
I imagine it's kind of a little bit jarring for a bit.
Well, yeah, because basically the problem is whenever you go to make edits of it, the TV show's in 4:3, the movie's in 16:9.
Oh, that's going to cause problems.
So yeah, you either got to cut the frame or just live with it.
Well, you could justify the 4:3 by being, in his mind it's more closed, You could bullshit it like that. But anyway, so Joe started the movie. Shinji is in the lake. This comes in directly after...
Yeah, after episode 24.
After he killed the only person he was ever truly friends with.
Yeah, well, the only person who ever told him that he loved him.
Yep.
Except in the Netflix dub, he didn't say that then.
Yeah, that'd be gay, and you're not allowed to be gay on Netflix.
No.
Only your selection is allowed to be gay.
Well, only Tuca and Bernie can be gay.
Yeah. What?
It's like an animated show about some sassy parrots. Some female parrots who live in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's up with Shinji? He's in the lake and he's all wet. What's up with that, Joe?
Well, so basically in the show, he says a couple different times that he can't swim, he doesn't know how. So basically a lot of Evangelion fans think that Shinji decided to try to drown himself, and then that didn't just end up working out, so he got out of the lake.
He pussied out of even killing himself.
Yeah.
And well, that's a mean way of saying it, but I think he probably did just decide not to follow through.
His toes in the water and decided it was too chilly. Much like me at the family pool.
So Shinji goes from here, and he goes to try and find Asuka.
Yeah. Oh, and he finds her, all right.
Yeah. Do you remember what he was saying? Was he just saying, "Please help me"?
Well, yeah, he's basically just saying like, I can't talk to Rei or Masato anymore, because they're just weird and cold. So I need you to help me and call me an idiot like you always do.
Give me some kind of basis to get me back to normal, because he's fucking out there. He's out.
Well, he's got the 1,000 Island stare.
Yep, the island's all created by his Eva exploding parts of the city and killing his friends.
Yeah.
So he finally, after months, probably 1.5 months of watching Eva, I finally get to see Shinji jerk off on her body.
All right, were you excited?
It was everything I wanted it to be.
Yeah. Somebody at Gymax had to animate the cum particle just dripping slightly on his finger.
And someone doing the voice acting had to pretend to,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they're a method actor.
So basically, I know during the choking scene later on, the voice actors actually experimented with choking to get, the voice line good, but I don't think it ended up being used.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, Shinji's at, would you say this is his lowest point he's ever been at?
Yeah, oh yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, because he's, basically, I mean, from here, he's gonna be kind of useless throughout the movie, but... Yeah, I mean, basically, he just decided to do something to justify to himself about why he's a bad person and why it's okay to no longer act now.
Mm-hmm. Trying to say, I'm completely worthless, I'm nothing, I'm useless, don't... Yeah, I don't have to have any responsibility.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do this anymore. It's so easy to not do things. So from here, Nerve is being shut down because all the angels are taken care of now. And so SHILL now strikes. SHILL is, remember, for those who don't remember, is the Illuminati. You see them a few times. I think, were they the ones who discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls? Or was that Nerve?
No, they did. Yeah, I mean, Nerve is just an organization set up by SHILL in, like, a roundabout way.
Okay. And then they put Gendo in charge of it because he knows the most about all this bullshit.
Yeah. Well, he managed to sucker himself in pretty early on through his connection to Yui.
Yeah. So, SHILL has like 1.5 million plans.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've got several different backups if different things don't work out.
Like in this, they say they're going to use the Evangelions as arcs to keep their physical forms. And then that doesn't really work. And like, okay, we're going to try and save Unit 02. Okay, that doesn't work. Like, they always have another plan.
Yeah.
So they're very competent and spooky in that manner, and I really like them. Yeah. I love the black monoliths with just the audio. It's a way to save money on animation, but also it's a really cool way of showing they're like these big fucking faceless...
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a visual tribute to Stanley Kubrick's 2001.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I
no, it is. It directly is. The monolith appears into that. It's in there.
I don't know. It's just a big square.
Yeah,
a big rectangle.
A black rectangle that directly appears and gives knowledge, like in both things. Yeah.
I don't know, Joe. Maybe it's like the tower in Dragon Ball where Goku has to run up it.
No, I don't believe that.
You don't think that? You don't think Eva is just Dragon Ball Z?
No, I don't believe that. The monolith actually, if you turn it 90 degrees, it becomes a cinema screen.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I don't believe. No,
that's true. No, that's 100% true.
No, rectangles don't work like that.
They do work like that. Yeah, it's a 16 by 9 cinemascope.
So a couple things that SEALs said that confused me. They said that Eva 01 is Lilith's true child, and that Yui is the will of the Eva. So my theory that I had for a long time was that I knew that Yui was involved with the Eva. I think at this point it's safe to say that Unit 01. Yui is all of the different robots are all parts of like the individual kids' parents.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Either willing or not willing.
Yeah. And it seems like basically you need like a mother to be in the
deep
core
connection.
Yeah.
Something more than physical, like a spirit. I don't know, whatever connection between people.
Yeah, and I mean like because Rei doesn't have a mother, but it seems like her core is like the child Rei that got killed originally.
Because Rei is Yui mixed with like Lilith. I think.
Yeah, angel kind of DNA.
Yeah. I mean, hers is the dummy plugs. It works with everything. So I mean, that's the weird thing. Yeah. But anyway, so.
Well, no, the dummy plugs only work whenever Yui and Unit 1 allows them to work. I don't think they ever test them on Unit 2.
Oh, okay.
Because, she directly stops them, like, at least once or twice in the series, and then lets them go once or twice in the series.
Okay. Speaking of, the dummy plug factory, as Nerve is being shut down and everyone's kind of, like, winding down, Katsuragi and Ritsuko, so Rei and Ritsuko are both, like, done. They're fucking done with Gendo. Gendo sent her as a sacrifice to SEAL when he fucked up, and then they kept her alive. You know, they're like, you know what? She doesn't need to die. We got other plans.
Yeah.
But that's when, just like with her mom, when her mom felt like Gendo was never ever going to reciprocate anything more than physical, she lost it, killed the child. When the child pointed that out to her, then blew her fucking brains out.
Yeah.
And then Ritsuko herself, when she realizes that, she sets up the whole base to fucking explode, sabotages the Magi and all this shit.
Yeah, and the Rei clones, yeah.
Yep. She destroys the dummy plants, so all the Reis just get torn apart.
Yeah.
They all just break. No more dummy plugs, no more extra Reis, just the one. And then Rei is also, at the same time, destroys the glasses, she's fucking done with Gendo.
Yeah.
She's,
I mean, this is basically
tired of him.
Yeah, I mean, this is a version of Rey that hasn't had any time to bond with Gendo like he was able to with the last one. So that's kind of why his plan with that kind of falls apart.
Because she dies, and then he has to quickly make a new one.
Yeah.
She has the memories, right?
But she has a lot of the memories, but not all of them.
Okay. So something I noticed about fucking Nerve, nothing seems to work in this whole goddamn place.
Yeah, well, it's a government agency. You gotta look at them.
Well, it's like a secret government agency, right?
Yeah. Well, no, the world at large knows about Nerve as soon as the first angel attacks.
I guess, yeah, it would be pretty hard to keep that under wraps.
Oh, yeah.
So Nerve is being attacked, and I understand they're not built for a ground invasion, but it's like, Jesus Christ. They're hacking through all of our systems. They're walking through all of our doors. It's like,
well, they tried to set up a Home Alone thing where they had a bucket of paint on like a
bucket
ledge.
Of LCL.
Yeah, and then you tip it over and hopefully blind a couple of the guards.
Yeah, Asuka set up a trap where if they press the elevator, it opens up and it does the Kubrick, the wave. Yeah. And then the thing that sloshes over in it.
Yeah.
That's Shinji. He's unconscious.
Well, it's like his open mouth.
Yeah. So Katsuragi thought that was Nerve catching him, and then her and Ritsuko panic and kind of get out of there. And then there's this really fucking stupid guitar riff. It goes bring down.
Yeah. Well, they're getting ready to do a rock opera.
It's the only time they use anything like that in the whole fucking show.
Yeah, I mean the music's very, very good in the show and the movie.
But fucking listen here, Joe.
Yeah.
If the Avas had a rock band, what would they play? What would Rey play? She'd probably play like something like a tambourine.
Well, no, what do you call it? Like a trombone.
Why do you think Okay, so Joe, how do you play a trombone? Because you are putting your hands in front of you, underhanded, and wiggling your fingers.
I thought that's what you did with it.
No,
you blow in it and you go...
You blow it... Joe, what is a trombone?
Is it like a big pipe?
Okay. There's like curvature to it, yeah, but the trombone is one that you go... like Lanky Kong. In Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, he's the Kong with the funny face. He got no style. He got no grace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say here, Joe, is that if each of the Avas were a Donkey Kong character, Asuka would play the coconut gun because it fires in spurts. And if it shoots you, Joe...
It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna fucking hurt.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna hurt as much as when her Ava suit gets its face ripped off. Or in a little
that's
bit.
Later on.
Yeah, in a little
Don't
bit.
Don't spoil it. The people are watching live.
But I think Shinji would play something really fucking lame, like a harmonica or a keytar.
Yeah. Or what about that triangle? Like
you play the electric triangle, hit it once, and then it would make a wrong sound, and you just go, "Oh, I can't do anything," and flop over, useless.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool if it just had like a keytar and it could play all sorts of instruments, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, like a cello.
Yeah. That's God. Unit 1 would play something super fucking lame like a cello.
The kazoo. He was playing his kazoo.
Yeah.
No, there actually was a manga being written at the same time as the Evangelion anime. The anime came first and was written by Anno, but another guy worked on the manga. And that just now got wrapped up like probably 5 to maybe 10 years ago.
So, with the manga thing, that's pretty similar to like how Dragon Ball Super did it. Where the anime finished production and it was already out the door, but the manga was still going. So I imagine it did the same thing where the Dragon Ball Super manga spun off into its own thing. It had like a different story.
Is that why those fights take so long? Because they just ran out of like manga to adapt?
Pretty much. I mean, there's the manga only comes out once a week. The anime comes out once a week.
So in a perfect world, you would be able to time it, but...
Yeah, I mean, and you can't always translate what happens in a manga over, because it's comic book pages.
Yeah. There's just an 8-page instructional on how to make nice rice patties.
Yeah, it's like Game of Thrones, too, had that, where the TV show got up to where the books were, and I was like, oh, well, fuck. Okay, I guess we gotta come up with an ending, and then no one liked it.
Hey, Mr. George, you think you could finish up writing a bit faster for our cool TV show?
No, I had to talk about how Sauron didn't have a tax plan.
Yeah. I think he's just like basically like geeking out and playing video games right now. He ain't writing.
Yeah, fuck it. Whatever. Yeah. Who gives a shit? He already made his money.
Oh, yeah.
So, alright, so Nerve, the reason they're doing this is that they're looking to start the third Impact. So I guess the first Impact, whatever the fuck it was, resulted in like Mad Max chaos, right?
Well, I mean, basically, so the first impact is whenever... Okay, so here's the expanded lore I can finally tell you about with the Eva series. So basically, there's like a race of like these alien beings, and what they do is go around seeding life on different planets. And they've basically done it billions of different times, and they've got 2 different eggs, and one egg is Adam, which are basically their strength. So it's the angels, like these big beings, but they got no brain. And, like, the other seed is Lilith, which is basically, like, humans, which is just intelligence. And basically, there's never supposed to be 2 eggs on one planet at once, but this time they accidentally did. So, Adam was there, Lilith crashed down there, and Adam basically retreated, because that was, like, one of their fail-safes, to stop... Because basically, if both the eggs are on the same planet at the same time and they merge, they become gods themselves, which is what these aliens don't want to happen.
Because then they got to deal with another fucking god.
Well, yeah, a bunch of them running around.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first impact was that egg landing on Earth, which would kind of form, like, the basis of civilization.
Okay. So, see, I was under the impression that it was like a normal human timeline. First impact happened and things gets weird. Not first impact was like the start of human civilization?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even the start of human civilization. I mean, the first impact was, like, the beginning of life on the planet.
Okay.
So it's almost like whenever, like, the moon struck Earth and then they rebounded and gave us a moon, and that was how we were able to start life in real life.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So then second impact didn't happen until fucking...
2000 even.
Yeah, 2000. And then third impact is 2015, which is when end of Eva takes place. Okay. That makes sense now. That's a weird history thing, because I mean, is there any way, is that just from like the manga and supplemental material? There's little bits here.
Yeah, there's little tiny bits in the actual show of like the alien shit, but I think it's really like there's a main video game where basically the director of that video game got to like sit down with like Anno for like 6 hours and talk everything over, and that's where most of the lore came from.
Okay. So the second impact was man-made, and that was them trying to... So that was them. I remember that had something to do with the Eva. I know that was a thing that we did. Purposely.
Well, yeah, that was sticking him with the lance.
Okay, and where did the lance come from then?
That was because like basically it's a big giant like underground bunker that was already there. They say that in like the flashback episode. So basically they probably found like just like the atom, and then the lance just pretty much ready to go because he retreated into his like little thing.
So both eggs were here at the same time, or second impact was the second egg that was like, oh shit, we put that down there, whoops.
I think it was like right around the same time, and then Adam basically gave it over to Lilith to take over. But then, so whenever we like stuck him with the lance to try to make him into an embryonic state, that's kind of what started the whole thing.
Okay, and then, so what were these angels that were coming down? Were these sent from the alien dudes? Like, oh, we gotta stop this shit.
Well, yes, kind of. Like, I'm not actually 100% on that.
Yeah, it's very... I mean, in the overall sense, this stuff is all, like, kind of supplementary, and it's not the core part of what it's about.
Yeah.
But it is very much, like, that's the kind of deepest lore shit that keeps an IP alive. Like, Binding of Isaac would have died out and no one would have given a shit if it didn't have that deepest lore aspect. It would have been, oh, that's a cool Flash game. Like, it would have been as popular as Crash the Castle.
Yeah.
And that would have been it.
Yeah, alien hominid.
You got that X factor.
Yeah.
That kept it...
Does Isaac die in the chest? Is he his own mother?
Yeah, you get the game theory bullshit.
Yeah. Did you know that Greed and Isaac both have no hair?
So, with that second impact is also where the Eva came from. We got the blueprints for them.
Yeah.
And so the Evas were basically us taking material from... the second one, right? The Lilith one? Or
the Adam.
From the first one, okay. Taking stuff from Adam to try and make our own godlike crazy fucking
they
things.
had the Dead Sea Scrolls, so like basically they knew ahead of time, like some shit is gonna go down in 2015, we have to try to prevent that however we can. And they ended up making the Evas and getting ready for that angel attack.
So, SHIEL's starting the third impact... because it's necessary for their human instrumentality project to proceed.
Yeah.
So where they can kind of combine everyone's consciousness into one single entity, using Zero One and Shinji as a catalyst for it.
Yeah, because, I mean, basically, with the Human Instrumentality Project, I mean, basically, it'll be a world where we cannot cause each other pain. It'll be, like, perfect existence and harmony. There just won't be an individual anymore. So, like, basically, all of humanity will become one and fill in with each other's flaws to make, like, one perfect organism. I mean, but, like, nobody's going to exist anymore.
It would be a single existence without conflict, without meaning, I guess, is one of the big, things that Shinji eventually kind of realizes when he, I guess, spoiler, decides, hey, let's not do this.
Yeah.
So, these guys are SEALs coming in there. They've got these big fucking eel-looking, really cool white Eva units.
Yeah, those are the mass production Eva units.
Yeah, they look super cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, one reason why this could not have aired on TV is because, basically the Japanese, defense force over there, SEAL's, basically employing them because they say that, Nerve is going to destroy Earth, so they have to go in there and wipe him out. Mm-hmm. And basically, this was directly a year after the Amshinriki thing. So basically, you would have had, on screen, just, the Japanese police mowing down civilians or standing for a cult who just tried to wipe out the Earth a year prior.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it could have never aired.
I really loved the throughout this whole movie, the visuals are. If we stop to talk about how much I like the composition, colors, the shot, the everything about each individual scene, we'd be here for fucking 6 hours.
Yeah. No, I think one reason why Eva's stood the test of time is because the Hideaki Anno's got a very, very good eye for visual style. Because basically, throughout, all the episodes, I mean, something's always going on. It's never really dull, which is good.
Yeah. I think one of the most important parts to Eva's success, and the reason why it's 25 years later and people still give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a pretty low barrier to entry, honestly. It's an anime, and just at a baseline, you can go, oh, look, punchy robots. Boom, there you go. There's your elevator pitch. Punchy robots with apparently it gets crazy. And then it hits a lot of the big sellers, right? Like the big things that people are looking for in an anime, just a generic anime.
Yeah.
It hits the waifu factor.
Yeah, I mean it's almost a harem anime before that was really done.
It hits the giant robots, it hits the cool, it doesn't look like shit, it doesn't look cheap.
But yeah, no, I mean, some people say that Evangelion had, a low budget for the TV version, and it's, immediately apparent that that's not the case, because it looks visually better than any other anime that was airing on TV at that time.
On TV,
Yeah, on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, there's better, Akira, people would say is better visually than TV, Eva, and stuff like that, but there was nothing on TV that could compare.
So, these angels are coming down, they drop this huge fucking N2 mine on,
Nerve headquarters.
Once they know they're not going to get the Magi, they say, fuck it, drop a big bomb, and there's this fucking...
Oh no, my hard drives! You destroyed my spinning disk hard drives that form the Magi.
There's this really cool halo effect in the sky as they just fucking destroyed the ozone in that area and just fucked the whole thing up.
Yeah.
They send out... They can't get a hold of the pilots. All of them are fucked off. Shinji's just sitting in a stairwell crying as usual.
Oh, yeah.
So Katsuragi has to go and get him. Asuka is knocked the fuck out. Yeah.
They just decide to dump her in, the Unit 2 and just throw her in the ocean. And then hopefully they won't find her.
Throw her in one of the huge-ass lakes.
Yeah. Throw her in the brine!
And then, Rey is down.
Rey's doing Rey's thing, where she's floating in a large puddle of liquid.
Yeah.
Naked.
So, Katsuragi gets Shinji and is trying to convince him to go, once again, get into the stupid robot Shinji. And he's gone. He's lost his will to live. Yeah. He is 100% self-loathing and self-hatred. He's completely out of it.
Well, he's an audience stand-in.
Yeah, he's an audience stand-in for the mega otakus who hit the age of 25.
Yeah.
It's like the people who, me and Alex did a podcast on this where it's once you hit, your 20s and you start to realize that, just playing video games all the time isn't, that satisfying anymore. And then the bad route is to end up like Shinji and Shinji's dad, where you keep running and you never confront it or change it.
Oh yeah, well, there's like a huge problem in Japanese society where there's like 40-year-olds who haven't left their room in 25 years. Like, since they graduated high school.
Yeah. So, Katsuragi goes to Shinji and is like, hey, listen, she tries to give him some perspective. You know, trying to convince him that trying to get him to gain that will to live again. So, she, you know, tells him, like, you know, everyone fucks up. And then sometimes we even fuck up on top of that. We don't learn our lesson, but we keep trying, we keep doing, yada, 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 you know? Trying to stop him from just being completely fucking limp ragdoll.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, the biggest thing about Evangelion is that every single character is so fundamentally broken that he realized pretty early on in making the series that these characters could not change for the better, so instead he just decided to have them descend fully.
I mean, they don't... I don't know if I agree with that they all descend. I mean, they come up at the end. I can't think of any character that just kept falling and never...
Well, I mean, nobody gets a happy ending.
I mean, yeah, they all die for the most part. But
yeah.
Katsuragi's not getting through to Shinji, right? And so Katsuragi, she feels safe and comforted with, like, physical contact. She understands that it's cheap and that it's not meaningful, but that's how she feels. That's what makes her feel positive and gives her motivation.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, you know what? Here, last-ditch effort. I'm going to offer this concept to Shinji. You know, gives him a grown-up kiss.
Yeah.
And she's like, here, you know, maybe this will get this fucking whiny cunt to move.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, that's her solution to the problem. She just gives, like, an open-mouth kiss to a 14-year-old.
Yeah. And, I mean, it works enough. I mean, it works enough on Shinji to kind of... Through this whole thing, Shinji kind of ends up opening up to more ideas and more possibilities to try and... The main concept of the movie is breaking out of the world that you've limited yourself to by whatever fucking means. You know, at the very end, he gets literally every single person combined as one and realizes there is a way to get out of my horrible, horrible life situation that I'm in, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, you know, the first step of it.
Yeah. I mean, she basically just realizes that if he watches her die, that's the end of it right there. He's not moving again. So she's got to push him in the elevator and then just die on her own.
Anyway, Asuka finally gets her eye patch.
Yeah.
Every time I saw a picture of Asuka, she always had one. She gets it in the last fucking 5 minutes of the film.
That's not from this. That's from Rebuild.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Because she gets the eye patch in Rebuild and then lives with it.
Huh. Probably because he looked at it and was like, oh yeah, this looks a lot better on her than her normal design, and then just puts it on there.
Yeah, I know what can humble Asuka. Take an eye out.
The visuals, when she loses power, she gets torn apart by the vulture mass-produced angels, and underneath all the armor, the Eva looks really, really cool. It's a lot of greens and purples, a lot of wires.
Yeah, just like this grinning, like, hulking thing, just bleeding.
Yeah. And then we completely skipped over probably the most important part of Asuka's character arc, which is when she
discovers that her mother,
discovers that her mother...
her mother cooked beans. No, it was actually that her mother is inside the Evangelion the whole time.
Yeah. And she finally makes that realization that she is back with her mother again. Both her and Shinji have the same moment where they've broken down completely. They are reduced to a state where they're inactive. They're just curled up together. You know, curled up in the
fetal
thing.
Position.
Yeah, curled up in the fetal position, just waiting. And then that's when their mothers inside the Eva do connect with them. And then, you know, for Asuka's, she responds much more positively to that than Shinji does.
Yeah, she's ready to kick some ass.
Yeah, she's ready to go. And she, you know, the really good action scene, she's hopping all over, zipping and zopping, zoopity bopping.
Well, I mean, this is basically a thing where basically the Eva fans got what they wanted, which is like basically the ultimate giant robot battle that's probably ever been put on screen. And then
That's a pretty strong assumption, Joe.
I don't know, it's a good one. But immediately following that, you just have a child getting ripped to pieces and then killed, and then the movie ends and it goes to credits.
Yeah. Speaking of which, God, if I was in that audience, because I don't imagine they knew that it was going to get split like that. Because they already got fucked with the first movie.
Yeah. The first movie just had 20 minutes of the end of Eva, and then that's all they finished in time. So they just slapped that on, and it was good to go.
So, I mean, if I would have gone to this movie theater and I didn't know that, and then 40 minutes...
It's happening again! No!
Anno, you fuck! And then just write more death threats.
Oh, yeah. I'd be scribbling them out, like, on my pamphlet that they gave me at the movie theater and just dropping it in the P.O. box, the Gynax.
So before it cuts to those credits midway through the fucking episode, there's a ton of... And I know that this is complete... Because the dude even said, like, this doesn't actually mean anything. Like, the 666, the Christianity, all those motifs are just there because he thought they looked cool. You can make parallels from it. Like, you can pull things.
Well,
but...
it's basically like a mix of Christianity and Judaism.
Yeah, he just chose, like, this looks really cool. Let's go with that. It's like a famous quote by him. He's like, I just chose it because it looked neat. Yeah. It's like Marge Simpson.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, it actually ended up being its own religion, which is the religion of Evangelion. And that's never stopped being worshipped. Okay, you've got people with body pillows and cans of bread. That's their altar.
Eva canned bread.
Yeah.
So before we finish on this first half here, Gendo kills Dr. Ritsuko.
Oh, yeah.
She sets up the Magi to explode.
Yeah, she was going to blow up the whole building and take everybody else out with her.
But her mom... quote-unquote her mom, Casper, was like, nah.
Yeah.
Made the decision to not because her mom was simping for Gendo.
Yeah.
Or Gendo had fucked her up so much that she was real fucked up, her mom. Her mom basically put Gendo as a level of importance above her own child.
Yeah.
And Gendo says something to her that's inaudible. Before he fucking shoots her.
Because Ritsuko's mom, ended up getting destroyed because, a toddler, makes fun of her and said that, Akari did it.
Yeah. I love all of these side characters because there's so much you can pull from. Like I said, the X Factor, Binding of Isaac, Deepest Lore, there's always shit to...
Well, I mean, the adults really get fleshed out in, episode 15, 15 and, I think 20, the flashback episode and then the wedding episode.
Yeah. So Shinji eventually does get into the robot, goes up there. He's finally got the fucking wings from the intro to the show, where they were the 6 fucking things.
Yeah,
It's the bug wings or whatever the fuck.
Or angel wings, perhaps.
Or devil wings.
Yeah. No, devils on wings. They got horns.
Brings about the end of humanity.
They got
Joe.
pitchforks and goat feet.
Goat seed.
Haven't you ever read Bible?
So, he hops up there, sees that Asuka has been fucking ripped apart by these vultures. And,
that's pretty much it for him in terms of being a protagonist.
Yeah, then he's just, from that point forward, he's just getting fucking destroyed. He doesn't know what's going on. His fucking mind gets shattered.
Yeah.
His ego is destroyed, is what the line in the movie is. But I guess it's more just they're breaking... Shinji's done. He's kind of checked out at this point. And then they're like, okay. The vultures grab him, bring him up to space. There's a lot of fucking terms, new words that just get thrown out in this movie. The ones I caught were Tree of Life, Red Front Geothermal Energy, Egg of Lilith, The Black Moon, Third Retribution, Destrato is beginning to manifest, Fruit of Life, Fruit of Wisdom, E layer, F layer. They just kept throwing... maybe they mentioned them once in the fucking show.
Yeah, no, I think E layer and F layer are just literally layers in the atmosphere. Because I think there's a thing in science, yeah.
Yeah, that could be a thing. But even so, fucking calm down, Ava.
Yeah.
So, third impact's underway. They've got Shinji. He showed up. He was going to try and save Asuka, but that just didn't work.
Yeah, you're too late.
Rei is down there with Gendo, and Gendo's like, all right, you know what? Let's go ahead and start this. I'm going to be back with my wife, my beautiful wife. I love her so much.
Now it's time to feel up a child. Start third impact.
I really like this scene because it shows that, Gendo is just a fucking predator in multiple senses of the word. He grabs this child by the breast, moves his hand down to her fucking crotch.
Yeah.
And then she's like, nah, fucking rejects him, tells him to go fuck himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's able to take Adam within her, because she's basically an angel already.
Well, she came from Adam, so I thought they were just kind of combining back together again, right?
She came from Lilith, because basically every time in the original series they say Adam, it's a lie. That's Lilith.
That's not confusing.
Yeah.
So she mixes with him. That starts Third Impact, because the two beings are finally connecting through her.
Yeah.
So then,
I mean, the big white thing is Lilith. The thing in his hand is Adam.
In what?
The thing in Gendo's hand is Adam.
In his hand?
Yeah, because in, episode, 24, maybe 25, you see a shot of, that eyeball in his hand.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since we watched the TV show.
Okay. So, yeah, he connects that with her then.
Yeah.
And then she connects it. So then it's Shinji and Rei going together to start the Human Instrumentality Project, to combine everyone's souls into that one person.
Yeah.
That one being.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see that the giant Lilith Rei was originally going to be part of the TV show, because whenever she dies in 23, she becomes that for a split second. Whenever she's dying, she becomes that giant white thing with the halo.
Yeah, with the halo, and then eventually she gets the wings as well, but they're like a pixie wing. They're like stained glass.
Yeah.
So we do cut to, and I really like this scene here. It's Shinji as a little child. I think it's before or just after Gendo abandons him.
Yeah.
He's at the playground. He's playing with all these kids, but he's completely...
They just got creepy doll's eyes.
Yeah, they're completely separate. They're not even real to him. They're dolls. And they're building on this sandcastle, which is the Nerve headquarters.
Yeah.
So,
or it could be an Illuminati pyramid.
Or you know what, actually, so he's not the one that starts building the sandcastle. The other people say, hey, let's build this sandcastle. So then he joins in because he wants to be kind of part of their group. So he's working on Nerve, the headquarters, working on Nerve for the approval of other people around him.
Yeah, and then they're literally right by their mother, which he has none.
Yeah, so they leave him, and then he's sitting there, it gets darker and darker, sun sets, and he gets angry, destroys the Nerve HQ, destroys the fucking sandcastle, and the final shot shows that you could see there's it's the shape of a woman, presuming his mom.
Yeah.
Right where he is, there's the diamond. That's where the uterus would be, and then you got the boobies in the hills.
Oh yeah, I saw those all right.
And then her head is it's the sun. It's just bright. Can't look directly at it because he doesn't know. He doesn't even know what his mom
you'll go blind,
really
Shinji.
Like.
Don't do it.
Yeah, he never. I don't even think he has any memories of his mom. Because he would have been really. I mean, maybe he might have few, but he. He's little.
Yeah, they say he might be able to remember whenever she disappeared because he was there during the contact experiment.
That's true. So, as everyone's getting pulled in, Shinji's getting, just like in 25 and 26, and this is where those would have taken place.
Yes, yeah.
Everyone's together, and he's seeing all these other people's point of views. Misato is saying how, it's nice to feel wanted, even if it's just physical. And then Shinji gets real fucking jealous and acts like an incel.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not fair. She gets to, she's doing this.
How come Kaji gets some and I get none?
Yeah, he gets, really judgmental about how these other people are living their lives and how they're treating it.
Well, I don't think he's so much jealous of the sex. He's just jealous that other people are able to form connections. Like
when he was in the movie theater way early on.
Yeah, in episode 3 or 4.
Yeah, he gets angry that these other people are able to form these connections and that he assumingly cannot.
Yeah.
Which, it's not their fault that he can't do this. It's his fault.
Yeah.
Because, and then you see this here when he's back at home, and then it's him and Asuka. He's shouting, he's flailing his arm around, like, you guys, you're never nice to me, you're all liars. And it's like, listen here, fucker.
Yeah. Well, does it remind you of some people online?
Yes.
Yeah.
People who need to watch this and figure out, oh yeah, huh.
Well, that was kind of Anno's message to the people watching this.
I mean, so there's him and Asuka in the house, and Asuka is projecting, her fucking feelings onto Shinji too. Whereas Shinji, you're disgusting, you're a wimp. All Shinji's doing is trying to ask for help and giving nothing. He's just expecting to receive attention and love and support, but he's not giving anything.
Yeah.
Asuka's like, you wouldn't even help me, you're fucking doing nothing. Shinji's not understanding that he's not putting in what he's expecting to get back out, is I guess the important thing. He's acting immature. He's acting like a child, right?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, granted, he is 14, so, whatever. But there's people who never got past this emotional stage, you know?
Well, I mean, they're the inverse of each other, because Asuka, basically, she's a person who pushes everyone away from her, because she can depend on herself until the point where she can't, and then she has nothing and just breaks down.
Yeah, Shinji is incredibly passive, and Asuka is very aggressive. Opposite sides of,
Yeah, the same coin almost.
Yeah, ooh.
Yeah. That's philosophy for dummies. There's probably a book called, Eva for Dummies.
I mean, if Eva's your first experience into this kind of big brain stuff, I can understand, because here's the thing about anime nerds. They're not, usually super confident in themselves, Joe. So, I can imagine a lot of people would, pretend... I'm not sure where I'm going with this. Eva's a lot. People shouldn't feel bad if they're watching it and they're not picking up on stuff. I'm sure me and you are missing a lot of other stuff, too. Either because we're leaving out of this or we're... Like you just said there, there's stuff about the Second Impact that you don't even understand entirely.
Oh, well, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that was never explained in the series. But, basically the series was, never really about big robots. It was about crippling depression.
Yeah. So...
I mean, a lot of people say that the amount you like Evangelion is inversely proportional to the amount you like yourself.
So Gendo admits, finally, as he's, he's not bleeding out for whatever reason, his arm's not bloody, he's just sitting there waiting to die. He finally admits that he's a shit person, and he is the bad end version of Shinji, where they both felt pretty much the same way. Shinji is he's sad. Gendo makes people sad around him, and it's easier for him to keep going down that path than it would have been to change it, to accomplish whatever his goals are.
Yeah.
He admits that he feels bad for making Shinji into the fucking mess of a person that he is. But he's I'm going to change his plans about it.
Yeah. I mean, because what it seems like is, Gendo was always a person who was never really liked, but he was fine with it until he met Yui and completely fell in love with her. And he would probably well have been content with that, but then she died, and he just spent the next 10 years her back no matter what the cost.
Mm-hmm. Even if that means, dooming your son.
Well, even if it means killing off the entire planet, as long as he gets to be back with his wife. That's all he really cares about. The conjoining of all souls is really just a bonus. All he cares about is Yui.
Yeah. So, as everyone is merging together, everyone across the world, you get those giant green crosses, the red fucking fog, you get the giant ray ripping out the egg of Lilith, and all these really good visuals.
Oh, yeah.
Shinji's getting everything he's ever wanted. Hey, listen, we're all fine now. Do you want to stop? Is this uncomfortable, Shinji? Then just stop. Is this a problem? Just walk away.
Yeah. And
he's like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I could just do whatever I want. I mean, there's no problems anymore, right?
Yeah, I think, basically, right about here is where TV versions of 25 and 26 would probably happen, and then he has this big introspective, trip, and then he decides that it's not actually worth, being connected like this.
Yeah. Then we get to the crazy shit, which is the cuts to the live action otakus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just a bunch of greasy people in a movie theater.
Yeah, this guy with the fucking Ray plushie and a dude flipping off the camera.
Yeah. Oh, he was pissed. He was pissed watching this.
Yeah, the explicit call-outs. Because now he's just, dropping away even straight up just dropping the anime shit and talking directly to the audience.
Oh, yeah, there's a good, 5-minute or so live-action scene. You can see, the 3 main actresses dressing up in cosplay as their characters in live action.
Did you say actresses? Yeah, because one of them was Shinji with the little head thing.
Well, no, that wasn't Shinji, though. That was Asuka, Rei, and Misato.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But, Rei, I'm pretty sure Shinji actually is a girl in the show.
Probably. I mean, it's like Tommy Pickles in the Rugrats is voiced by a girl.
Yeah, or Bort Simpson. The famous Bort.
Yeah, so, I mean, straight up just explicit call-outs to the fake reality that otakus are retreating to. Shows the fan letters, shows the death threats. Straight up just telling people, listen, you're going to end up unhappy, sad. This is going to be unfulfilling. This is not a reality. You're living in a fake reality. If you are absorbing yourself in these escapism fantasies, you're absorbing yourself in anime, video games, all this shit, you are never going to get out of that unless you do something to break that cycle. If you sit there and you just get lax, and you do nothing, then nothing's ever going to change. You're never going to feel better. Just be yourself, bro. Just be yourself.
I mean, basically, the message of TV ending is basically that you can change your own reality by simply thinking of a different reality. And anime fans rejected that wholeheartedly, so Anno basically had to say, like, well, okay, we're doing this again, but this time it's going to be bleaker. This time you're really going to listen.
So, yeah. He does make a really cool, I really liked when Shinji was so originally Shinji was gonna make, yeah, fuck it, they no one ever helps me, they should just die, and he's gonna go through with it until he actually talks with Rei and actually thinks it over and decides, okay, you know what, understandable, have a nice day. You know, he makes the decision to send us all back, a world in which there's no one else, just the flat, unchanging, everyone's the same, everyone's life. If you want to live a comfortable life with nothing ever changing, then you're never going to change, and it's not going to last a long time.
Yeah.
You're going to eventually hit that wall again. And then, well, shit, guess I'm fucked now.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's basically the point of the TV ending, is that things are going to constantly change around you, and unless you have yourself, you'll eventually have nothing.
As everyone's getting sent back, even in the movie, they don't immediately come back. They have to make that decision.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can take that ending.
So people are gone, they can remain, you can remain as you are, and you're never going to come back, never going to come back to Earth. But if you make that decision wholeheartedly, you will, come back. And the first two, presumably the first two who do decide to do it are Shinji and Asuka.
Oh, yeah, because they've already had a lot of experience with this whole introspective human mind thing, so yeah.
Yeah, so here's my interpretation of the last scene there, where they're on the beach with the fucking split head.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That doesn't actually show up. That scene doesn't work exactly into the thingy.
Remember? Oh, under the poster, you mean?
Yeah, it doesn't match the poster.
No, I mean,
exactly.
The poster is misleading, so you don't see that final scene.
So Shinji, in that moment, he's passive, he's not mad, but he's doing something he wouldn't normally do. He gets very aggressive, he gets very violent, he's mad at Asuka, he expresses that anger and frustration. Eventually he kind of reverts back to his normal state, where he's like, he feels bad, feels like shit. Asuka, again, she's like fucking disgusted at this dude, but she does something completely opposite. She tries to, okay, let's try this, and tries to console him a little bit. And it works for a bit, and then she's like, okay, fuck this. So they're trying to branch out. This is showing the start of them growing as people by trying these different paths, doing these different things, getting out of the shithole they had dug themselves into.
Yeah. Well, because, the final line was like an ad-lib. It was originally going to be, I won't let you kill me, but that just what the line reads weren't working, so, basically Anno told her, okay, how would you react if there was a man in your room watching you sleep, and he could rape you at any time, but instead he just masturbates to completion? And she just said, how disgusting.
That's fucked.
Yeah, oh yeah. Because there's no English translation for that last line, which is, Kamochi Arui. It can mean, how disgusting, I feel sick, this is sickening. But there's no real way to translate it.
Alright, so, that's the film there. Joe, give me some Hideaki Anno fast facts. Give me some Eva tidbits here.
Well, I was going to say, the movie was going to end a lot bleaker. Basically, it would be Shinji lying on the beach holding Rei's hand, and then it just pans out to reveal that it was, Rei's arm that she lost earlier. And, he's going to be, the last human on Earth. And that's it. Like
he was the only one that made the decision.
Yeah, he was
to go
the
back.
only one who decided to come back, so he just is on a world that's ruined.
I kind of like that one, actually. It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, there's a lot of different ways to see the ending. I mean, because basically, they could both really, really be fucked. Because if the whole world has that, like, LCL ocean, they're gonna have nothing to eat. I mean, humanity's completely fucked. It depends. If that's, like, just the epicenter of it, like what happened with, like, Alaska beforehand, the North Pole, they could still be fucked, because they could be, like, 100-mile radius of nothingness. And who's gonna come get them at this point?
They got giant robots. They can leave.
Well, not anymore, because one's on the moon and one's, like, ripped apart. They don't have giant robots now.
Well, it's not on the moon. It's floating in space forever.
Yeah, not space.
As a symbol of humanity's yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. Oh, the TV ending. Originally, it was going to end if they were, like, 28 angels, much like the 28, like, Shadow of the Colossus, and they cut it down to, like, 18. But, like, the last 10 or so were going to come down from the moon and have this big, giant fight. And that's why the moon, like, plays a lot of, like, imagery in, like, the beginning episodes and, like, the intro.
Yeah. What I thought was going to happen with the Lance that was stuck on the moon, I didn't think it would just come down. I thought that Shinji was going to be up in the space atmosphere, you know, whatever the fuck, out there, and then would grab it. Like, he would get to the moon as they were fighting, but instead, you know, all the fighting was done by Asuka, and then Shinji just got fucked.
Oh, yeah.
So something important about Eva, or at least I think is pretty important, is that, so Eva came out 30 years ago? Almost?
Yeah.
Like 90, whatever.
Yeah, well, it was like 95, 96 was the production.
Yeah, so I mean, now here's something. So let's talk about Dragon Ball Z real quick. And I might have mentioned this in the TV series episode.
Yeah.
But if I didn't, I'm going to go over it real quick.
Okay.
So Dragon Ball Z has been kept alive and is still relevant 30 years later because when I was a little kid, I watched Dragon Ball on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And then I'd catch an episode every now and then, but that was it. But I was always aware of Dragon Ball Z because I played Budokai 3. I played The Legacy of Goku on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
I'd see clothing. I'd see advertisements for it. Kids at school would be interested in it. They were kept interested in it because it was something that was always kind of present.
I think I had, like, the green plug-and-play Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Everyone had something Dragon Ball, right? So I think it's really important with Eva that there's the anime, and then there's the movie, and then there's so much supplemental shit. Like you were talking about the manga. The manga is so fucking... It's...
Oh, I mean, that was going on until maybe 5 years ago. I mean, that was very, very recently stopped.
Yeah, I mean, Eva is kept alive because there's more for people to... Like... When I first found out about Dragon Ball Z, it wasn't from the original manga run. It was from the English dub and adaptation of the anime in like early to mid 2000s.
I only knew about it because of the Shyamalan film.
Yeah, we should do a best boy. We should do a worst boys of Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah.
But so Eva has kept alive because there's the manga, there's the visual novel games, there's so much Eva stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That and the characters in Eva, people have a bond with them because the characters are so in-depth and you get to watch them go through the ups and downs, up and down, and then, you know, you go and you play the games with them, or you talk about them on your Mongolian basket weaving internet forums.
Yeah. The Eva Monkey YouTube series.
Yeah, you debate Asuka versus Rei versus the secret best option, which is Katsuragi.
Oh, did Asuka have sex with Shinji?
The answer is no, clearly, but let me show you in this 10-minute, 30-second long video.
Yeah, I don't know, they make a convincing argument.
No, they don't.
They did.
They watched anime. They don't make any kind of argument.
Well, true, yes.
But you get what I'm saying, right? About how just having this supplemental material keeps it alive. The characters are good enough that people bond with them and they want more of them. That's why these rebuilds came out and they were still successful, even though the fourth one got delayed by like 8 years.
Well, a couple years between friends. I mean, what? He didn't want to do it no more. That's okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's so much Eva shit that keeps it alive that it is... I think that's one of the reasons that Eva is still around, that anyone gives a shit about it.
Yeah.
There's fantastic films. Like, I don't give a fuck about, I don't know, what's an important 40s. I don't give that much of a fuck about Rosebud.
Well, I mean, it's like Akira. Like, if you're big into the anime circle, I mean, Akira's important, but it doesn't have a huge lasting legacy because it's only the one film in the manga.
It's got the slide. And it's got the, anime can be for adults, but I mean, I don't see anyone who's like, oh yeah, I'm an Akira head.
Well, yeah, and it's like Perfect Blue or like Serial Experiments Lane, like stuff that only lasted one season or one movie, and then didn't do anything else with the franchise or whatever you would want to call it.
Yeah, so I mean, it can be important, it can be influential, but it's not going to stick around unless it has that supplemental staying power, much like Homestuck unfortunately did. Yeah, Joe is. Ooh, she shiver up at the Homestuck shivers.
Oh, I got the gray trolleys.
Ooh, time to go bait. Time to fill a bath. This is a real ass story, by the way. Time to fill a bathtub up with Sharpies so I can dye my skin gray for this convention and ruin the bathroom of this hotel room.
Yeah, well, it's barely ruining your parents' tub.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ruin anything with a fucking Eva cosplay.
Well,
you don't have to put any face paint or anything on. You just put on your latex suit.
No, the Shinji cosplayer's just leaving around with sticky handprints. You gotta kick him out,
Oh, God, that's right. Someone would.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
Okay.
Give me some more Hideaki Anno fast facts, Joe.
Oh, well, basically, so, like, one day he, like, years and years, like, probably 20 years after he got done making Eva, one day he just watched it all in one day, and he said that, like, a colleague, like, you know what, that was actually pretty good. And then the colleague cried, and that's what inspired him to make the rebuilds.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah. That Eva wasn't half bad. Yeah. But yeah, no, basically, he's been working on the rebuilds for a long time now, but there was a major, split in the middle, because, like, basically, every time he works on Eva, he gets incredibly depressed. So that happened, and then he also got offered a chance to do a Godzilla film, which he took a couple of years off of doing the rebuilds to do that, so.
And then he went back to the rebuilds, and the entire global economy shut down.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like a step back right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see if it comes out in 2020, but I don't know.
Yeah. If it does, we'll definitely do an episode on the rebuilds. All I know about the rebuilds is that there's, like, a pink character with glasses that I think is a commentary on, like, the waifu bullshit in anime, but I really don't know. I haven't seen them either. Yeah, I've intentionally kept myself in the dark about what the rebuilds are.
Yeah,
which is why I didn't even know that that's where Asuka has her.
Yeah, the eye patch and all those plug suit statues.
Yeah.
I did read Anno's wife's manga. She's like a manga artist. She did like a book called Insufficient Direction, which is just about her living with like Hideaki Anno, who's like a giant nerd otaku. And like, so basically she's like a wife, and she'll like go home and she'll be stepping on like his Kamen Rider figures and like Ultraman figures, and he's just in public like, doing T-poses as Ultraman everywhere he goes.
Jesus.
And I know he handed out like little manga panels at like his wedding. Like he always said he wanted to cosplay as Kamen Rider, and then she could cosplay as a bride.
During
their wedding. And yeah, there was some good stuff in there.
I've heard that in Japan, so for a foreigner like me, Kamen Rider is a novelty, but for people in Japan, it's like
it's like a way of life.
It'd be like people who are like basically bronies.
Yeah,
where it's just like this was intended for children, and you guys are being by itself liking it isn't a problem, but there are the sweaties who are like mega into it that ruins it for everyone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there's, like, a whole chapter about how, like, Anno's getting so fat that he won't be able to fit into his child-size belt. His Kamen Rider belt.
There's a fucking... When I went to C2E2, they had a Kamen Rider meetup, and I overheard a conversation where they talked about how to extend the belts.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I used elastic. Well, I actually took some suspenders that I had, and which big fucking surprise, fat dude had suspenders.
You gotta keep your pants on. I understand that struggle, Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. That it was just such a commonplace thing that everyone there apparently knew that was the thing you had to do to extend children's belts.
Yeah. You get like a giant, like, what are those things that like strap like furniture on the back of a pickup truck? Those elastic bands?
Yeah.
You need one of those. But luckily, Anno had like a friend, like a rich friend who gifted him an adult size Kamen Rider belt.
Jesus.
So he was able to put that on, no matter how fat he got.
At the wedding? Or
did
you tell him no?
Well,
at the
yeah, no,
wedding.
I think she put her foot down on that part. She did say, like, yeah, you need display shelves that can close. And he's like, but how can I display all of my beautiful figures? And she's like, no toys in the house. And then he's like, but Kamen Riders are not toys! And yeah, his motivation to buy, like, a bigger house was so that he could build, like, a giant train track that would just run through the entire house at all hours of the day and night.
Oh my god, he sounds insufferable.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I think he's pretty cool.
Trains? God.
Yeah, he's a train guy, too.
Oh, fuck, why are train guys always so weird?
I want to be buried on a train, right? And then it just takes my body from, like, Illinois to Alaska, if that's possible.
I mean, yeah, they're connected.
Are they?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I was thinking Hawaii.
No, I mean, technically, if you go through the ground like a drill, but I mean, you'll
that
be
would be
dead,
the ultimate
so,
train.
You'll be dead, so I mean, I can just
No,
throw you in a fucking ditch. And you
My
wouldn't know
ghost
the
will come back to
difference.
haunt you.
Oh, and haunt me how? Like farting on me?
Excuse, you see that beautiful stack of magic cards right there, sorted by price and name?
You would not fucking dare.
Whip it into the air. All your Lilianas are just on the ground in the candle wax.
That's fine, alright. Liliana's dumb.
No, Liliana's cool.
No, she's
I think
dumb.
she's the prettiest one.
I think she's fat.
No.
Okay, that's... we haven't
yeah.
talked about Eva in like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Alright, Joe, what are your final thoughts?
I think Evangelion is an extremely good anime series, and it's kind of like the thing that kind of inspired me to start checking out other anime. Because before I'm not interested.
Hardline, no thanks for anime.
Yeah, I mean, I was always open to the Studio Ghibli stuff, because I mean, that has like a mainstream, like, cinephile appeal. But I mean, other than that, it's just long-winded and weird, and there's just there's like teenagers with like weird hair, and they just keep kissing each other, and you can see their bras and panties all day, and...
I was very staunch, no anime at all for a long time, because it's much like my experience with metal music, and say this is like similar. Okay, anime is like beer, where
Well, it just tastes like
typically
piss?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me get to that. So typically, the way that someone is introduced to anime or beer is someone gives them some garbage. You know, here's a Bud Light. Here's a fucking garbage piss drink. Oh, here's fucking flavor of the month anime or whatever. Here's Monster Musume.
Yeah.
And people are like, this is
Here's
awful.
Ichi high school girl party.
Yeah, it's like, this is... I don't want... If this is what beer is, this is what anime is, I'm really not interested. Because from that point, you know, you'll see surface level, you'll see, you know, whatever bullshit other
Code
animes...
Geass.
Yeah, you'll see these fucking shonen animes, or you'll
Naruto.
see these harem animes, and you're
yeah.
like, oh, this is what it all is. Okay. Same with, like, if you think all that beer is Bud Light, Budweiser, Coors, your expectations are incredibly low to the point where, like, I'm not even going to drink a beer because I know I'm not going to like it. Yes, I haven't tried Michelob beer, but it looks pretty much the exact fucking same as Bud Light. I'm not interested in this at all.
Well, I mean, it's like, how many times are you gonna just keep, like, touching the cattle fence with your brother? Your brother's urging you on, hey, keep touching it. It's not gonna shock you this time, I promise. I promise, just keep touching it. And it does every single time. I mean, what are you gonna do eventually?
Yeah. You're gonna stop. Until they touch it, and you're like, whoa, hey.
It's off this time. I can go poke the cows.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
poking the cows, well, that right there
That's
is
like
end
watching-
of Evangelion.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Joe, plug your bullshit.
All right. I am over on Malevolent Movies. You can check me out. We do horror movie reviews. We do commentaries. We do watch-alongs. We do all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. I'm over on there.
They've got a really fun series, which is Clash of the Commentaries, which is a commentary track you could play over the movie or just play it as a really long podcast. And I really like that one a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, and basically the gimmick of that is there's either me who hates the movie or Ryan who hates the movie, and the other one likes it or is also disgusted with it. And we just have commentate along with that.
So there's someone who likes it, someone who doesn't like it, and then there's just a third person.
Well, sometimes Tyler likes to yell a little bit.
Yeah, because Tyler's in the corner to make sure you don't say racial slurs.
I would never do that.
Yeah, never.
No, never.
So, thanks for listening to this one. This might be a sloppy episode because I got interrupted how many times?
Oh, about 10.
Yeah, fucking constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Joe was screaming into the microphone. Had to fix that every time. The cat was losing its goddamn mind. My roommate was cooking and smashing every pot and pan together that he could. Yeah. It was a nightmare to get this one.
Yeah, I accidentally dropped a coffee monster.
Yep,
we're not going to describe every little mistake I may have made.
So, yeah. Really enjoyed End of Eva. If you don't like anime,
go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, nerd. Yeah. Shove him into a locker.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Now listen. Crash. That's the sound to be shut in the locker.
Okay.
It's also sound to be end of this episode.
Okay. Make sure to piss in the slits. Piss in the locker slits, quick.
45-degree angle.
Oh, yeah.